Hey y'all, it's me again, Joey.
Well, ready to let them loose?
Yep, that's it. Let's see if they make us run.
Oh,
Probably so.
yeah, that one tried to get after him, but other than that, what can you expect? I mean, can you blame them? Oh yeah, they're getting after us now. Go, Joey, go!
Hey man!
Hey man, buddy. I'm gonna get in the truck. You gotta go back and get your camera.
But also, just get as many as you can off the one next to it. Out.
You gotta move forward.
Do that side again. Y'all ready? Let's get started. Well, here we are again. Hello, everybody over in the chat. Hope everybody's doing well tonight. Kind of sluggish tonight for me. I don't know about Mr. JW. Moving a little slow. How you doing, Mr. JW?
Oh, I'm doing good. Doing good. A lot of frustration in my bee world here the last 3 or 4 days.
Oh, really?
I've got them broke down. I've cut, slashed, combined, did everything in the world to beehives. I had got up to 109. I decided I was going to get below 100, and as of this evening, I got her down to 93. I had to do a lot of cutting and slashing and combining, you name it, I've done it to bees.
Hey, Grammy.
I've even combined hives that two smaller hives that was both queen right and put them together, see what happens.
Well, actually, I've got several that's like single boxes, and I know they're not going to make any honey, single deeps. And instead of wasting equipment on them, I was going to try to today actually pull a frame or two out of each one of them and just add all those in one deep to another strong frame, single box. And I didn't even get to do that. I just got kind of busy with other stuff outside of beekeeping. And the time I got done, I just said, I ain't doing it.
Yeah. Well, I've got 2 or 3. Well, I've got 2 or 3. I'm on my 10th swarm that I've got in the box that I've hived.
Amy's honey.
And they're in single. Well, one of them is a double nuke. One of them is such a large swarm, believe it or not, Joy, that I've got in 10 frame boxes. I've got a deep and 3 mediums to hold the swarm. I weighed the wood ware before I put the bees in them. It was the biggest swarm in a tree that I'd seen for years. And I weighed correctly. And then when I got the bees in there, I weighed the boxes with the bees in them. There's 9 pounds and 7 ounces of bees in that swarm. It's got to be what, 70,000 to 80,000 bees?
Ain't no telling.
I got a 10 frame deep with 3 mediums on it for a brood chamber on it, and there's packed with bees.
Y'all, I had a bunch of y'all marked. I was marking everybody, and I was going to say hello, call everybody's name, and I got behind, so I ain't going to try to do it. I might say hey to you as you pop in, or if I just see your name pop up again. But don't be mad if I don't, because I see y'all coming in. We got 63 already in here.
Yeah.
Jumped in here quick.
People don't have anything to do tonight if they're relegated down to you and I.
Yeah.
We need help, boys. Come on in here. I had tried to send those pictures again to you, Joe, and I can't get them to go through in decent shape, so I just deleted them. So
I wonder why they're not coming through.
I don't know.
Because
I think I'm trying to send too much at once,
could be.
you know, and I haven't had time to break them down and just taking the time to send maybe one or two at a time. So I'll try again next week. It'll work again then. See if I don't forget to do it. So what's going on down your way? What's your bees doing?
Well, part of the day they're not really doing much of anything, and then all of a sudden you see them going and coming, doing something, bringing something in. But it's not an all day thing.
Mm-hmm.
They'll hang out on the hive early in the day, and then up in the not necessarily around noon, but mid morning they'll get to moving pretty good.
Yeah.
You know, you can watch it when they come out. They're actually going somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, busy. They don't even carry you around them.
Yeah.
There's gun line.
I visited 5 different yards today, Joey, and my 2 bigger yards are here at my main farm, and I got 3 scattered smaller yards. And
Yeah.
The bees is really working big time. I do have an incident I want to discuss with you, and anybody else has got any comments. I've got one of Ricky Rourke's Langstroth horizontals, and it's got 21 frames of bees in it. And I've been using it. I've been jerking bees out of it a little along for all I use it for is resources. I've never taken a frame of honey out of that hive in 3 years. And 2 or 3 years, I don't know. I got it. Oh, Ricky delivered it to me. I guess the first bee expo at Kentucky after they moved up there from Tennessee. So however long that's been, that's been 3 years ago. And anyway, that thing, I've got bees on 17 frames of bees. I've got honey and nectar. And my eyes are getting a little bit on the sorry side, but I haven't seen one egg. I haven't seen one milk larva. And I just don't know why. There ought to be some in there, I would think. So I haven't been in that hive for 2 weeks or taken anything out of it for 2 weeks. I've got 17 frames of bees, almost solid bees, both sides. And no brood that I can see. Now they may be laying that back would be all eggs, but there ought to be a little bit of brood that's seeable without me being able to get out my magnifying glass looking for eggs.
Yeah.
But I pulled.
There's sometimes I have to, even on a sunny day, I had to put a flashlight on them. And there's some days I can just see it so good.
Yeah.
But now let me ask you this: where's your entrance at?
It's on the from the front of the hive. It's on the right front.
But it's on the long side.
Yeah. On the end, not in the middle. It's on the right end of the hive.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? And it's about a 6-inch entrance with a little porch.
Yeah.
Like Ricky built on those hives. And I've never changed it. But the brood the brood nest has never been in front of that. I'm going to say that entrance covers probably 6 frames.
Yeah.
The brood has never been in that entrance. It's always been in the middle, that hive, I think, will hold 32, but I've got some of it shut off. I've got, I think, 21 hives, 21 frames in that right now. But I went through every frame today just to see, and I did not find a bit of milk brood or any cat brood whatsoever.
Huh, they
And
might
I
have
found 3
requeened.
queens. I found 3 queens now.
Oh, you did find the queens?
I found 3
Three
queens.
of them? They might have requeened, and that's what's going on.
Maybe. The biggest one I took out and put in this hive, it wasn't doing very well. It was a swarm. And I took the biggest queen that I found that looked like the most mature one and the best mated one. If they are in mate, and maybe her daughters. I don't know. I found 3 queens in that hive.
Yeah,
And a couple of them was kind of little.
I bet that's what's going on.
Yeah.
That or they actually maybe swarmed. I don't know, but usually when they swarm, they load it up with brood.
Yeah. Yep. That's what I'm saying. There's no. There certainly aren't brood bound, and they're not pollen or nectar bound. They've got the queen that's in there's got plenty of room. You know, but there's bees on every frame in that hive, but no brood.
It's kind of what I'm wondering there, DC. Could have been. But usually when they supersede, most time when I see a supersede, I hardly ever see more than 1, maybe 2 queen cells.
Mm-hmm.
Supersedure.
I seen one little supersedure cell on one side of one frame in that whole box, and it was just a practice when there hadn't been anything in it. There was nothing in it, you know.
Just want to say hello to everybody coming in.
I'll pull a bunch of bees out there, and they're going to have to make it on their own. You know, so I've got some more. I'm going to pull some more bees out there. I got some 8 or 10 more what I call new hives. It's or starter hives in my yard that needs a little more population, I think, with the flow. We're dead center in the middle of the flow. Everything up here is blooming joy.
That's good.
I've got, but I'm not seeing. I probably haven't seen what I would say would be the equivalent of 50 or 60 pounds of capped honey, you know, in any of my frames.
That is a good idea right there. Just in case, you know, you could.
Yeah.
But you did see queens in there, so.
Mm-hmm. I've got plenty of evil spirits, all right.
Yeah.
Most of them's
right,
made.
the invitation and link is pinned, and if anybody wants to come in and help us make a mess out of tonight, come on in. It'll be fun, no matter what.
Them 2 minis. I'd been a kid in this one guy. They both had on full bee suits. Have you seen that little video? You know.
Yeah.
They was all decked out. I'd been kidding them about. I was in just like I am here right now. I did have a head veil on. I'd been a kid, but he wanted to show me how tough he was. So I was in that horizontal hive, and I dropped a frame. And stirred up a bunch of bees. When I popped him, he opened up his veil, and when I popped him, very first thing when I popped him on right above the eye.
How's it going?
Hey, Eddie.
Come in there and tell us some real bee work stories. Line us up here, Eddie.
I'd have been dying of the heat, and the humidity's killing me. It's got to be killing you too, Joey.
Yeah, it's really been
Yeah.
humid up here also.
It's been pretty warm here today.
Yeah. I thought we were going to get 2 days. I guess we did get 2 days of sun in a row, but it rained last night, stormed its butt off.
Well, I mentioned on Charlie's, was that last night? I mentioned that it was supposed to rain every day for the next 7 days, or at least 50% chance.
Mm-hmm.
It never got cloudy today. Here, never did. I was doing some moving around on the back porch back here in the honey house, and I said, you know what? I need to get rid of a couple bags of these old cappings from last year. I said I ought to go ahead and set my solar wax melter out there and get it started. I said, nope, it's supposed to be 50% chance of rain today. I'm not messing with it. And that sun has shined all day long. I could have had one bag done.
Yeah, we didn't get rain during the day today, but last night, right as I was going to bed, I'm like, what is that noise? I looked outside, it was storming. We haven't had 2 days consecutive of sun since the tallow started 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
It's so frustrating.
I think it's pretty, in the general midsection of the country from north to south, I think the weather's been kind of like that, Eddie. We've had rain after rain after rain. Just like I said, we can't get two or three sunny days in a row, and when we do, man, them suckers pop out and go to acting like they're.
See, tomorrow, 45% chance. Monday, 65, 45, 45, 45. And usually when they say 45 is around here, it's going to rain.
Yeah.
Because
if I counted correctly, Wednesday here, it was Wednesday, it rained 16 different times. Just a little old shard come through, just enough to wet you down. And the sun pop out for 15 to 20 minutes, and here it come another one.
I don't know how many inches of rain we have got this year, but I do know that my ground in certain places is softer than it's been in several years. There's places I can't even go with my lawnmower right now, much less a tractor.
Yeah, my pond is full to the spillway for weeks, and I've only seen it like that once in my life.
Mm. Well, what is up, Tom? He's muted.
I'm just getting ready to help Melissa make some dinner.
Oh,
what you
hamburgers and homemade fries. You know, the best fries that you can make are just out of a doggone potato. Season them how you want.
Yep.
I mean, tell me I'm wrong.
You're not.
No, I expect JW is going to tell me I'm wrong, so I want to hear his rebuttal.
I'm not going to contest you, Tommy Honey, Sweetie Pie.
Say what? Mr. Irwin, are you feeling okay?
It might not be him, Tom. I don't know.
I know. Well, that's what I'm thinking. He normally will go against anything that I say, and I'm waiting for it, honestly.
He would have jumped on that one in a hurry.
That's what I thought, I always wait for him to just give any little bit of, poke that he can.
Reach over there and check his fever.
I think I need to. I'm drive over and make sure he's all right. He must be feeling mellow tonight, I guess.
I'm mellowed out. Yes, we've had a rough day at the office. I can tell you.
Okay, but is everything good at the homestead though?
I'm cutting, slashing, and trying to get my numbers down. I'm trying to packing and double and doing newspaper combines and everything in the world that you young guys say you don't do anymore, but I'm still doing it. I even combined a couple that was both queen right. Put them together, see what happens.
Oh yeah, the survival of the fittest wins. What you should have done is we could have placed bets. You paint one of them one color, another one another color. We take bets this week on. You give us a picture of each one. We take bets on who wins. Next week on Saturday evening, the winner wins 10 acres from the Irwin farm. How about that?
I'm telling
You
you.
need another option in there. Both queens are dead and emergency sales all over.
Well, that's probably what's going to happen.
Yeah.
If it does, that's a good deal too. I could care less. I'm trying to get down. Some I got way too many. I got up to 109. I got her down.
Hey,
to, I can't
holy
up
cow.
down to 9.
I've done it. I've done it.
That's way
If
too
I
many
could-
highs for an old man.
Figure if I could get up to 109, I might be able to make the house payment for a month then, be able to do all right for 1 month.
I'm telling you, that's too many highs. I'm out of supers. I've got 6 supers left. It's not being occupied right at the moment.
Do you have any deep boxes that are not occupied?
3.
Oh yeah, that's not good either.
I've got some in the mail, Lord. You know my woodware guy, and he don't have in his warehouse. You've been there. His warehouse, there's not a box in it.
Wow. Yeah.
He said
You
he'd
didn't
try
have
to
a lot.
some next week.
Okay. When I was over there, whatever it was, 3 weeks ago, whenever I was over at your place there, he didn't have a lot. I can tell you that. So, because otherwise, if he would have, I would have told him I want all assembled stuff. And he told me, I can get you everything cut. But he said, if you wanted to assemble, it'd be another 2 weeks. And I said, I can't wait that long.
Well,
So,
he's supposed to have me some. It won't be assembled the first of the week, but I don't mind putting them together. That's no problem.
yeah. Boxes aren't too bad once you get into a swing of it.
Well, I've got some. I don't have too many extras. I got a couple that I use for swapping out when I'm going through pulling frames. But I've got some on hives that's there just in case they need it that I could actually take. I was watching Jerome Beethorn's video today, and he did the same thing. Just made a mental note where it's at in case he needs it somewhere. He run, grab it, throw it on the other one.
I got all my frames out except for I had to start cleaning up some older stuff and re-waxing it. So I realized I was completely out. But then I went and checked in our Beekeeping in Madisonville yard the other day, and stuff that I put on the 12th they hadn't touched because it's freaking raining almost every day.
Mm-hmm. But Charlie, what you doing?
Quiet over there, Sawmill. You better get in here. We'll run you under.
What's that, JW?
I said you're awful quiet. You better get in here. We'll run
I've
you
been
over.
talking to
run you
everybody
under,
who's been saying
run you
hi.
under or something.
What'd you say, Joey?
I said, what you doing?
We baled 1,260 bales of hay today. But this year is it started last June, but we got the new machine there that bundleizes everything for us. And this year and we got everything you see behind me there is completely cut down. Stuff that sticks to the hives is all baled up in the barn. And I put out a little short video today about it. And it's just for me, after doing it, kicking bales in a wagon and then getting people to help and undoing wagons and stuff by hand. This machine here it was me and my 2 sons and my brother, and we put each cube has 21 square bales in it, and everything went into the barn today with a skid steer. Nobody touched anything. It's just a labor,
Yeah, I was just about to pop that one up for you, and you answered it before I clicked on it.
What's that, round sawmill?
Yeah. He was asking were they round.
No, they're square bales.
Yeah.
There's 3 rows of 7 bales up on their edge, and then they're tied all together with 4 big strings around it, and it dumps it out on the ground. Then you come along with a skid steer with a grapple thing that grabs it. We put them up on our gooseneck trailers, haul them to the barn, and take them off and put them in the barn. And we had 60 of those cubes today. So all the hay was moved by machines. It just,
That's
for me,
amazing.
it's phenomenal. I mean, there's no labor involved anymore. Which is wonderful. It's like going from using a shovel and a pick to dig a ditch to a backhoe. That's the extreme with this. So other than that, it was windy today here. I mean, I actually had a hoodie on. Here I am baling hay with a hoodie on. I mean, it was cold today, but the grass was dry for sure. But we're going to be doing that the next couple of days probably with the machine. So that's, I mean, as far as bees, I went out here just before dark, and I had some 2-frame mating boxes I had put cells in. I had locked the bees in for a couple of days, so I went ahead and opened up the door on their entrance, and hopefully they've lost their memory of where home's at, and they'll stay there along with some brood in there. And I don't know whether the cells that I put in are any good or not. That was the ones me and Eddie were talking about a couple of days ago. I didn't have time to go into that cell bill already and see whether I got a mated queen in there raising havoc, which is not bad. That's great. I'll just take her out along with some frames and make another nuke. Yeah. Then I'll have my rack completely full of all the hive spots that I have, and then I've got my virgins in there. Hopefully, they're a good portion of them are mated and they're starting to lay, so I can replace my queens for next year.
Yeah, I put like 80 something cells into the bank today. They're supposed to emerge tomorrow.
Yeah, well, this weekend, like I say, we bailed. We've got clear weather all the way to Thursday. So we've cut the whole place down here. So I mean, it's close to 50 some acres. So we bailed, I think, around 10 to 12 acres today. And so it'll take us a couple more days for this place. And then we got a whole bunch more stuff to bale. We got to cut and bale. So anyway, that's what I've been doing. Kind of in the farming mood right now.
So how many did you put in the incubator?
80.
80 something.
Oh, I figure you'd be slowing down by now.
So Brian got your tech smoker, huh? Yeah, I'm number 159, I think it is. And they've got 130 I'm already shipped. So I should be getting mine probably next week sometime. I'm excited. It'll make things a lot easier for me because I don't really use a lot of smoke. But when I do, it's only like spot, little shots of it here and there. And that would be so much easier just to pull the trigger and it's ready to roll. Yeah.
I was wishing I had something like that the last few days because there's nothing dry anywhere to shove into the smoker.
Well, my biggest complaint is like I only need that smoker for a few minutes out of maybe all of my inspections. And I'm going to sit, my biggest complaint is maybe, and it's me, you fill it up with pine needles, you finally get it lit, but keeping it lit. I know a lot of folks will use wood pellets and all that, and it's good for so many hours. Well, I don't need it for so many hours. I only need it maybe for 2 or 3. I mean, I might need to get into a hive and just kind of move the bees down out of the way on that one hive, and the rest of the things that I'm doing, I don't really need it.
Yeah, I smoke every hive that I go into every time. Not
Yeah.
heavy, just I give them a puff at the
I
end.
find it
Crack the lid and give them
with
a puff.
with queens. I don't try to do any smoke with a queen. If I'm trying to find a queen or working with queens, I try not to do any smoke. It's easier to find them and all.
What number is your order, Charlie?
I think my batch number is 159.
I forgot what mine is.
I know. I looked it up last night.
Oh, mine's way up there. I'm 265.
Hey, Joey, I'm 260. I'm like literally right in front of you.
Yeah.
The only way that I even knew that was because when you all were talking about batch numbers, I'm like, what are you guys talking about?
I think it's called backer numbers.
Yeah, that's it. Backer number.
The backer number, I'm at 159. And he's got 130 already done. So he's doing 30 units a day. So I should have mine sometime next week. If all that, goes out that way. Yep, I'll be happy with that. Now all I need is a holster for it. Maybe I'll start wearing them. I'll get one of them belts from the what's it called? The Amish Leather Works. Get him to make me a holster. Yeah.
I'm sure he will. Do you have his information?
Yeah, I do. I got the card. It was there beside his. I got that there hive tool holster. I like that. But the thing is, I clip it on the front pocket of my bee jacket, and sometimes that where it's located just isn't. It gets in my way when I'm moving boxes, or it'll rip it all. It'll knock it off, or something like that. It needs to be on my side.
Yeah.
Russell,
used to keeping that thing.
I don't know. I mean, I was a backer where I gave the guy money before he ever had it made. It was several $100s.
Yeah.
I think the newer. I'm not sure how much the new ones are going to cost. I know, it'll be like $250, $300, but I don't know. It just I find I don't really buy that many tools when it comes to bee stuff.
The liquid for those things, how much does it cost?
I think it's $20.
And about how far will that go?
He says 50 hives. But
it depends. The refill one, the $20 ones will go more than that.
But on the other hand, how often are you going to use it? How much you're going to use it, Yeah. With me, that lasts me a whole season.
Yeah, I mean, I fill my smoker up probably. It depends on the day, like 5 to 10 times a day. I gotta restuff it. But I'm going through a lot of hives, and like I say, I smoke every hive. I mean, I don't smoke on death. I give them a puff at the front and a puff under the lid every time I start. But I think it's partially because I don't use the suit and stuff. So I don't want any kind of alarm pheromone happening at all.
Well, most guys will go out there and buy the wood pellets, barbecue pellets or whatever they are, and they get the fire started, and then they start putting the pellets on there, and that's what keeps it going for a long, long time.
I feel like once I get it going, it stays going until I put some kind of plug in it.
And Brian says he went through 2 hives and hardly used like 2 drops worth.
I just relight mine with my torch.
I did that too for years, and it burns a hole right through your smoker wall.
And mine hadn't done that yet. It wrinkled it up a little bit, but
I don't know. I mean, Buffalo City. I mean, what do you want to? Are we a hobbyist? No, I'm not a hobbyist. I'm a sideliner. I like convenience more so. I mean, it depends on me. I mean, normally I've gotten used to not using a smoker. And why? Because I never could keep the stupid thing lit. And I just don't use a smoker much anymore. Unless I got one hive out there that I know it's a real bear. And if I'm going to get into that one, that's the one I get I get this thing lit and ready to roll for that thing. But that's where this thing, instead of me taking 15 minutes or 10 minutes to get the smoker up and running, I just pulled the darn thing out, pull the trigger, and I'm done. So, so it's like,
this smoker may not be for everybody, but you have to think about, some people are in really wet and green climates. There are people like folks in Colorado and areas like that.
You got
if you start a wildfire, that thing's going to roll for thousands of miles. So this is a really specific area. The one thing that I bought it for is doing the cutouts and stuff like that. If I need to run bees around in a space, I mean, that's a perfect way to do that,
Yeah. Well, Todd out there, I was talking to him last night, and he's like 200 on the list or something like that. And out there, ground fires are super realistic.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He's right now. He's getting so dry out there that, I've seen some pictures a year or so ago. He showed his yard out there, and I'm like, everything was brown. Well, they hadn't had no rain for 4 to 5 months, and it's a tinderbox out there. And then somebody else, they showed the guy that developed it showed, he said the guy sent him a picture. I think his smoker, he sat the smoker down for a few seconds, and now he had a 5-acre fire because of the smoker. So, yeah, all right, there's Todd. There's his fire planes have flown over the house tonight. So out there, in the desert, a desert environment, it's definitely the way to go. But we'll see. I think
I think it'd be super handy a lot of times. Honestly, it wouldn't be the main thing I'd go to, but you just got to run, grab it, check something real quick. Not having a light a smoker would be really nice.
See, that's where I'm at. Yeah, it's like most of the time I don't even think about getting a smoker out unless I got I got one hive that's it's queenless and I got to sell in it, and I need to get into that hive during the middle of the day when it's sunlight, when most of the foragers are out, and they're not so damn mean. They have a total different attitude. You get in there at 4:30 in the afternoon when everybody's home, they were about like Brian's hive. They almost not as bad as his on coming. They're ready to sting you, believe me. I put a super on and they were all over me. I'm like, come on, people, or bees.
DC asked a good question there, but I don't know the answer to it.
I'm concerned about it too, DC. I'm afraid if I get that foo-foo water, smoky new style smoke stuff all over me, I go to town and women will be all over me.
Oh gosh.
I'm not about to use it. I'm going to stick with the old pine smoke so they get the women off of me.
Well,
are the women still on you with the pine smoke?
The one that I saw, he had vanilla in it, and that's exactly what it smelled like, vanilla perfume.
Yeah. I call that foo-foo water. That'll get you stuck every time. Them women will be on you like like flies on cow dung.
Oh boy.
I wouldn't worry about it. All right, let's see. Country Roses. If or smoke and a vape and look at the windows of their car, you would think it would stick to the bees and comb. Now, the bees are only around for 6 weeks anyway.
Yeah, that was kind of my thought. By the time they develop lung cancer, they're already dead.
Yeah, they're already dead. we got everything out of them we could get.
That's right.
You guys are cruel. Bees.
That's almost bad as stomping hive beetles.
Yep.
Usually.
Well, I
Yeah,
saw
word on the street is they ban those videos, right, Joey?
Yeah, they do.
Are you having problems with them this year, Joey?
Huh?
You having a lot of hive beetles this year?
Oh yeah.
I cracked some woods today, but it's scary. Couldn't crush them fast enough.
They push them here all the way up to the top, and if they happen to have a, say, like a frame it on the end that's just mostly plastic or empty,
Hmm.
they'll have them pushed over there on it too. You might can go through the whole thing and never see, well, maybe a single hive beetle on a frame, but once you get to that end one where it might be a dry comb or either just plastic, they'll be all over it.
Now, Ambies, it wouldn't be Newports. It would have to be Virginia Slims because that's a female cigarette.
If y'all didn't see her video, her last video, you need to go watch it.
Who's that?
Ambies.
Yeah. She's got a channel, so
Well, we'll have to check her out.
yeah, y'all go watch her. Somebody in the video was twerking. I just put it at that.
They were what?
You just have to go watch it.
I'm on her channel already, right here.
Okay, so I think we need to get Ambi's honey on here. She seems like she's a ball of fun. I need somebody else to help me stir up this chat a little bit. She seemed like the person. So I'm going to nominate her to come on this chat and help me stir the pot.
Charlie, go ahead and put her link in there if you can.
All right. Let's see here.
I was about to go do it. Now get her some more subscribers.
There it is.
There you go.
Yeah, she needs to jump on.
Yeah.
Is
Yeah,
this the
come on-
one
come on in here.
beekeeping when the brother comes to help? Is that the one?
Yeah.
All right.
Mm.
I just subscribed to her channel. Amber at Ambi's Honey and Beekeeping.
Yeah, she had stopped making videos, and I got onto her. I didn't really get onto her. I just asked her, told her I missed watching the videos, so she said I'm about to start them back up.
So she's in Oklahoma, it sounds like to me, and she's a nurse. I think the way that reads.
Joey, how close are you to pulling
To what?
your tallow honey? How far away are you?
Oh, I don't know. Tallow just started, so I don't know how long that'd be.
I think it's coming to an end down here.
Huh.
It's not completely done, but most of it's completely done.
I hope I get some then. I know I'm getting a little bit.
You know, we had it going for a good solid 2 weeks before it started up there by you, which I don't understand how there could be that big of a difference between us when we're only an hour apart the most.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
All right, Amber, you got to come on now.
In a flow.
She said she'd be on in a few.
Okay.
I would just watch one of her videos. She has quite a few hives in her backyard, actually. I was trying to count them all. She has quite a few in there, actually. So
Yeah.
Let's see. I got to switch gears. There we are.
Well, if anybody missed Keith Spillman's last live, you probably need to go watch it. That was interesting. All the different perspectives on, in different ways that people go into markets, and selling in stores and just different. Everybody had kind of a different way of doing things. I didn't get to do much in the chat. I was over here bottling honey. It was a good. It was a good chat though.
Yeah.
Hey Joe, you never sent me Bob's number.
I didn't, did I?
No,
You should have reminded me.
I didn't think about it till just now.
Oh, well, let's see. Let me do it now.
I see Melissa's out there sending out smoke signals to somebody. That's their phone must be way bad shape out there in our internet service. They're sending out smoke signals. Oh, she got the smoke signal fire going.
It's a blue smoke.
Yeah.
You got it, Joe?
Yeah, I'm fixing to send it to him.
All right.
You ought to be getting it any time now.
And there it is.
I thought about that earlier, but I couldn't remember whose number I was supposed to be sending you. So we'll figure it out in a little while. And
I
forgot
think you
about
talking about creamed honey.
yeah.
I had 3 different people call me about my vanilla creamed honey today. Like, watch Facebook. I'll put on there when I have it ready.
Well, you were talking about the different flavors.
Yeah. I only do vanilla and cinnamon right now, and I'm not even doing
Well,
cinnamon right
everybody, I mean, I don't do any of it, but everybody talks about lemon and cinnamon being the two hot.
now. Lemon's the one I get a lot of requests for.
Lemon and cinnamon is the two. I don't much like cinnamon, but
I love my vanilla, but I do it the hardest way possible. You know, I infuse it for 4 weeks, stirring it every day in the bucket,
I think they
and then I strain off the pods.
powder. You don't.
I don't think I'm going to be able to get away from doing that with the vanilla because everybody just seems to like it so much, and they like seeing the seeds in there and stuff.
You mean the vanilla bean speckle?
Yeah, I cut it open and scrape the caviar out and put it in the bucket and put the pods in there and mix it every day for a month in the warmer. Then strain the pods back off and then I cream it. It takes too long. It takes 5 weeks to make a batch.
That is a spell.
Yeah.
I don't know about goldenrod honey. We don't get any goldenrod honey around here.
Thought I was gonna make some goldenrod honey last year. It teased me. The goldenrod looked fantastic, but it just didn't happen.
What had a weird taste to it?
I think it tastes good. Kent made some. He made about a bucket or two, and I tasted it. It tasted good. It did, and I didn't think it stunk like I was expecting. It smelled bad, but I could smell it deep here.
6 or 7 of those.
It only really stinks when they're drying it out in the hive.
Yeah, that's why I really thought I was going to get some last year because it was
But
so
it
much.
does have a little bit of an aftertaste.
There you go. There's Brian from Flower Street. Vanilla's best for the bean infusions. I guess that's what you do, Eddie.
Yeah, that's what I do. And I'm gonna probably keep that up with the vanilla because I mean I make as soon as I get a bucket infusing, I start another one right away, and I can't keep up with it. I mean I sell all I make so quick, but I want to add some other flavors. I'm not going to do the other flavors like that because it's just it's too labor intensive.
Well, you also don't have a machine either.
No, I will be investing in one this year. The mixing it by hand every hour for a couple of days is
See, Brian would do the same thing where he would have, let's say, 4 different buckets, and he'd go out there and, like you say, stir it every hour for 15 minutes or whatever, and then that's when a couple years ago, I guess it's been, he bought a licensed creamer, and now it's like, you put it over there, you mix the plain batch there, and the way I got it, and then he'll maybe mix his flavors out in the buckets and stuff, and he can be doing something else while that machine's doing the work for him. He's used it so much they wore the gearbox out of it this year.
wow. I thought those creamers were supposed to last forever.
Well, I think Brian does a tremendous amount of creamed honey.
Yeah, Brian batches quite a bit. So Bluff City was asking about a Hilco creamer. Is that what I understood?
Who did?
Bluff City, I think. Bluff City, what's the question you have about a Hilco creamer or a creamer specifically? We had the Hilco creamer up until about a week ago. We have a Thorn creamer what we got over the winter time. So if you have a question, you can drop it in the chat. I'll do my best to answer it for you.
Was there anything you didn't like about the Hilco creamer? Because that's probably the one I was thinking about.
No. So when John first came out with the creamers, none of them were heated until just recently. The creamers that he has, and maybe I'm mistaken, it's possible that the small 9-gallon one that he has is not heated. I don't know. But the larger one that he has now, I think 21, 22 gallon, is heated. And the earlier one that I bought was not. Melissa uses the dice method, which is you have to heat the honey to a certain temperature and then drop it quickly, so as to not have any rogue crystals inside there. You can ask her about that specifically. When she spent hours on end grinding seed down to get it exactly right. And then apparently somehow a rogue crystal started growing in there a short while later, messed up her seed. Obviously, she was upset by it, and she researched and goes with the dye. So, no, it actually works really well. I think on the first large batch that we had done, Eddie, it actually paid for the creamer itself. I'm talking about with the additional monies that we charged. Well, if you're looking at it from a standpoint of like per ounce, for the additional money we paid off the creamer with the first batch, and I think it paid for about half of the speed fill. So that's a pretty good return on your investment,
Yeah.
I will say that the Thorn creamer that Jed Thorn is manufacturing is very expensive. There are a few perks about it. The mixer paddle that he has in there is pretty sophisticated and does a really good job. It'll cream something in a matter of 2 days.
Yeah.
Also.
Yeah.
Within a couple days, you're completely mixed. So again, depending on how much you're doing, that Hilco creamer will work just fine. It really is about the seed that you have.
Yeah.
So, but
The Hilco
anyway.
creamer was great.
But I would
liked
say,
it.
Tom, your Thorn is, it's like anything. You get into something and you kind of start out at the entry level. And when you scale up and having lots of product to sell and you need it to make it and you're looking for a more proficient way of doing it, that's where you buy a more expensive machine,
Absolutely. Yeah. So
So
one of the cool things for people who would be batching a lot of creamed honey or different flavors is you can actually, he's setting it up now where you can have more than one creamer in a series and actually controlled off of one panel. So you can set up programs and starts and stops and basically set it and forget it. You could set it and go away for a weekend or what have you. That's not specifically the reason that I got it. I got it for the heated aspect of it, and also the like I said, the mixer paddle design that he has in there is pretty sophisticated. So anyway, I mean, it like you said, Charlie, it kind of depends on what you're looking to do there. So,
Well, it's like having oh, I don't know. It's like you got a Kubota skid steer or whatever. You can buy a small unit, and yeah, it'll get you by. But then if you get into really heavy duty dirt digging or whatever, you need a bigger unit and a stronger unit. And that's where you spend more money, but you're more efficient as far as getting your job done. Same thing,
Yeah.
equipment, any kind of equipment like that.
Mhm.
Well, welcome, Abby or Ambies, right?
Amber,
It'd be Amber, I'm sure, right?
Yeah.
welcome to the crew.
That's right.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Welcome to the community, Amber.
Hey, crew sounded cooler.
Wait. You shouldn't do that. I'm still new.
Huh?
Well, I watched part of one of your videos, and you seem like you like to have a lot of fun in there, maybe even stir up a little bit of trouble. So you're well welcomed into the crew.
So, are you located in Oklahoma? Way I deducted.
Yes.
Okay.
Central Oklahoma. I actually live in Moore.
Oh,
In what state?
she lives in Moore,
Oklahoma.
Oklahoma, where the big
Moore.
tornadoes happen.
Okay. All right. Whatever. I just kind of general location. It's fine.
Oklahoma City?
Charlie makes a list of everybody that comes on chats.
You do.
One day I'm going to talk him out of a copy of it.
Yeah. Well, I started a couple years ago. I got about 150 some people that when they come on my, people like to be recognized when they come on my chat on Friday night. I try to at least know who they are, where they are located, and if they got a channel name, like, I try to call them by their first name or whatever.
So
Well, thank you.
how long have you been keeping bees, Amber?
I think this is my 4th season.
4th?
Yeah. So this last year was a honey year, and putting my stuff in like the state fair and competitions. I also did creamed honey, like you guys were mentioning, and comb honey.
Yeah.
And am I close to Darren? Yes, actually. I actually drove. He messaged me because he had an extra virgin queen before he went to work out of state, and asked if I wanted one of his queens. And so I said, heck yeah. So I go over there, and I was like, I'm kind of fangirling.
Yeah.
So he's like, I'm just a person. So I'm like, I know, but
Yeah. And he's about that tall.
Who is that you're talking about?
Jerome Bee Farm.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, you
Yeah.
need
So
need to
luckily, do what?
I was telling Eddie he needs to subscribe to his channel too.
Yeah. So I went and picked up a queen, and luckily, Darren hasn't noticed me like peeking in his windows or anything after that. So we're still friends.
yeah. It's what's his first
Oh.
name? I forget.
Darren?
Huh? Darren. That's it. Yeah.
Darren Jerome, yeah. So and then this year actually has been really rough. We had that weird freeze, and so like our flow is just now starting, and so this year is my queen rearing year. So that's about it.
That's my favorite part of beekeeping.
Yeah. Eddie's a queen breeder, as I call him.
Trying.
Right. Yeah.
What's up, Todd?
Not much.
Not much.
I may
Wait
have
for
Eddie on my Facebook.
What's that?
I said I may have it. Do you have a Facebook? I might have you on my
I don't
Facebook.
really I don't have a YouTube channel, but I do stuff on Facebook.
Yeah, he does a few videos on Facebook.
I have a shipment coming in from Eddie on Wednesday. So this past Thursday I made up 20 queenless colonies, put them in some nukes, and then just kind of babysitting them right now. It's at a different yard, so it's only about 15 minutes away, but I'm waiting. We'll see how they work.
Hopefully they'll work really well and you get all 20 of them mated.
You know, the only thing, I'm not trying to mate them in my yard here at the farm, but they're going to be right up in the foothills of the Sierras. And I'm thinking there's not a lot there until the hills start, then the oak trees start. And I know there has to be feral bees up there. So I'm just wondering what the drone population is. So we'll figure it out. Hopefully it'll work out. I don't have a backup plan. But I do know that there's beekeepers that have been in the area for a few years. There's none around that area right now. So I'm sure they had swarms that that's.
So what's your plan on how you're going to introduce them, Todd? I mean, I've tried them last year and had issues of trying to get. Of course, I put them in heavy big hives, which is not the best thing to do. What Eddie was saying and stuff.
Well, the first thing you have to do when you make those queenless colonies, you have to make sure that you have young bees in there. So what I did was I took all the brood. I took like 3 frames of brood and put it upstairs, put an excluder down, then put the brood up there.
Oh yeah.
Overnight, I let them come in, and then I harvested those and put them in my nuke boxes. But here's the thing: when you do that, when you put that excluder down and you put all that brood above an excluder, you're going to draw a lot of nurse bees. Not all of them are going to fit on those frames, but they'll fit on the other ones. So you want to make sure that you shake everything that's above the excluder into your nuke box, because chances are, more than not, they're young bees. So anyway, you get the young bees. I want to do it at least 7 days before. I like the 7 to 10 day rule.
Yeah.
Before the queens arrive. That way you have plenty of time to go in there and knock any cells down, and then it makes them
hopelessly queenless.
They're dying for a queen. And the way I introduce it, and I've always done it, and it always works for me, is I let her walk in the front door or open that cage up, and she'll just walk right in, and that's it. Boom, done.
Oh, you're not going to candy release them?
I don't think so, because they'll be queenless for at least 7 days. I might though, but if the other thing is, I'm looking at temperatures right now. It's kind of hot, so I want to get her out of there as soon as possible. I might let her stay in the cage for a day or two, but after that,
it's safer to let her stay in there for a little bit.
And something I'm gonna, if some of these ones if I get some virgins that hatch, before I get them inside the hive, I'm gonna use my sugar water and either vanilla or peppermint spray on them. Spray everybody down. Everybody smells the same. By the time they get done licking each other, they'll like each other. That kind of a thing.
And now that I think of it, Eddie, that's what I used to do when I used to hatch them in the incubator. Is I'd put them in a easy beasy cage and hang it in there for like a day or two, and then I'd always release her through the front door, because they're sitting there fanning, trying to call a queen in, and it's natural for them to see a virgin walk in the front door. So I don't do it on the top bars. I just let her walk right in the door.
I have done that before, but I've got to where I like just doing the candy release. I mean, sometimes they want a baller, even if they have been queenless for a while.
I'll know that when I take the cage out. If I'll take the cage out and lay it on the top bars, if they start clinging to that cage, then I know there's something wrong. But if they're cool about it, if they walk off the cage, or they're walking around circling on the cage or feeding her, let her go.
Yeah, you can tell a lot by how they're acting on the cage. You brush them off, and they don't want to. They're all hanging on it. That's a problem.
Tom, walk the virgins in at last light. Are we talking about in the evening? Is what they're saying? I guess.
Yeah, kind of late in the evening.
I'm going to make a suggestion there, to
I do it anytime.
Loma Vista.
Yes,
You
sir.
know, those bees that comes from Eddie is going to be good southern conservative bees. You get them out there with all you liberals. They're allowed not to go in that
Hey,
hole.
hey, no, I don't allow those. I don't allow those in my flock. So you don't have to worry about that.
They dropped me out there in the middle of California with all you liberals. I wouldn't be calling in
Hey,
no hole. I'm telling you.
hey, sir, you better watch who you say liberal to. I'm not that. I'm not.
You saying they're those woke bees or something?
I'll walk over there and make sure you know I'm not liberal.
Someone's getting a phone call.
So if you walk them in, that'll be what, on like Thursday or Friday?
Probably Friday, because Thursday I got something going on.
They will be able to fly by then. Well, so I mean, you do have to be concerned about that. If you open up, try to put them out of the entrance, they might fly the other way.
Well, I'll make sure they don't. But Thursday night is the next show that Brian and I have, so I can't do it Thursday night. So I'll have to wait till Friday.
So they'll be
You know what I could do is I could take a bottle of a spray bottle of water and spray her down real good so she can't fly away right away and let her go in that way.
So what are they going to be a week old Eddie? Be mature?
They're emerging tomorrow. And he'll get them on Wednesday. So yeah,
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Well, they're not quite 7 days old.
no.
So they wouldn't be totally.
But they can fly. Like,
can they start flying about that time?
Yeah.
I know I had them there when they're about 7 days old. They're completely, growed up, I guess you would say. I think what the right term is. But they would fly. I had one. I was going to open it up in the top eye. Zoom, gone.
I mean, when I go to cage them on Tuesday morning, some of them will fly on me in my honey house.
Right.
Now, whenever I have them banked for longer, then almost every one of them tries to fly.
Oh yeah, they're mature is what I'm saying. Everything is matured on them in 7 days.
I'll probably mist them down with water, even sugar water. Mist them down and then let them crawl out.
That'll probably make them like her better too.
Yeah.
Todd, spray them with bourbon water. They'll slow them down a little bit. Okay, it'll get them a little sluggish for you. They won't fly straight.
Put a little fire water in that sprayer.
That's right. You got it.
I
want to respond to Jace.
Fly on me many times.
Hey, Jace, good to see you on.
Hey, Jace, I dropped my email address down below. If you send me an email with your shipping information, I'll send you some creamed honey.
And Amber, I subscribe to your channel.
Thank you. Appreciate it. And Joey had mentioned that he gave me a hard time to put some more videos out. And I appreciate that. I did.
So what you doing, Frank? You doing a cutout, or is that one of your see-through hives? Or is that the
I'm working on the bees.
Or is that the
This
fish
colony's
tank?
kind of small. It doesn't
That's
want to
your-
droll out too much, but
That's your
trying.
fish tank hive?
My glass hive.
Okay.
If anybody has questions for me, I got 15 minutes before I got to take the chicken off the grill. So you better.
I have a question.
I'm sticking to a strict time limit here. I've got
No, you didn't.
14 minutes and 31 seconds.
Todd, read your text message.
You might not want to read it out loud.
Don't read it out loud. Joey, why'd you say that?
You're terrible, Tom. You're terrible.
Well, JW made me mad, so that's why I'm talking about him.
I heard that talk about that new smoker fuel you guys were talking about a little earlier, and JW having a problem, possible problem with it. So
yeah,
Well,
Well,
Galloway here, he's used other different formulas too. I don't know of his own. He could probably tell us a little bit about it.
That
say
What's
it
your
one more
favorite?
time, Joey.
You feel for the smokeless smoker?
Oh yeah, used all kinds of stuff. Mike's been having me try out different things. Um, I even tried making my own smoker fuel with burning pine straw and collecting the tar. But yeah, there's all kinds of secret weapons that he uses. He sends out. We try them out in his little sample pods. These are small samples that you can try, multiple ones. And lately, this is the most recent one. Another formula that we
Who
dump
sends
in
it
here
out,
and try out.
Frank? Who sends that out, Frank?
Mike from Technically Beekeeping sends out the samples on a regular basis to try and figure out which one's going to work the best in our
Okay.
prototype smoker. Apparently, he's actually shipped out the real ones. I just got notice they're in the order that the people subscribe to him with his Kickstarter, and I just got notice that the real one is on the way. Looks almost like this one, but it has a bigger tank because this one is a small tank. They're doing samples that are small, so you don't have to, fill up a whole tank with lots of chemical for just a sample to see if it even works. But I made up my own with a pine straw. What I did is I burned it and I collected it in a glass box on frames and then scraped it off and put it in there to try and see if that would work. But he's also, dude, that one smells like flowers. This is supposed to be a cat repellent. I told him, let's try something to get the cat to stay off like the furniture. So this is, smells like flowers, but it's like a cat repellent. We're going to try that out. But yeah, the whole idea is to try and stay away from the actual smoke because of the byproducts of it. So he was going to try something that's more, what do you call it, food grade, and also good for the people to be breathing it. Because the carcinogens and stuff like that and the real chemical smoke, they don't want all that stuff. So, but the real smoke I tried actually.
Tell me, I
I
wanted to know
good.
where y'all get jars from. I get mine kind of local here from
J&M.
Are we talking about glass jars?
Are we talking glass or are we talking something else?
I do a mixture of both now. Do glass jars and I do plastic.
Yeah.
I was just researching plastic the other night. I think I'm going to end up going to Man Lake, actually.
But
Plastic.
I use plastic, but for the last several years I get them local. But I've got them from Daydant, and I've got them from Blue Sky. Somewhere else.
No, or you just where Man Lake gets them and everything at would be Fillmore. Go to FillmoreContainer.com.
Hey, didn't they?
Gamber quit. They and Fillmore's about 2 miles away, and Gamber doesn't want to deal with little guys. So Fillmore has glass and plastic. I don't know what the shipping is, depending where you guys live at. But for me, I just placed an order through our club. Of course, our club can drive right up the road and get it, with a trailer. I got several cases coming in along with a case of lids. Case of lids are 38 millimeter flip tops. That will last me a couple years.
Man, I still have a big bag of those from Gamber.
I buy them by the case. It's 1,700 lids in a case.
Yeah.
But there's the link there, FillmoreContainer.com. In the chat. So yeah, I don't know what happened to Gamber. It used to be you could go up there and do a lot of different things, and now they don't want to deal with you anymore. So
I go through LA Glass, and the shipping up here, I should drive down there and get it. The shipping to get up here is as much as the glass is. It's crazy.
Yeah. On the plastic, back when I used to order them from some of them companies, at one time, say Daydant would have a competitive price on the squeeze bottles themselves, but it would be shipping no matter how many you bought. And then go to another one and they'd be a little bit higher on the jar, but free shipping. Even though it was a higher price, they were better because they had free shipping. And next time it'd be the other way around.
he is in Tennessee near Cayman, around Columbia or whatever it is outside of Nashville. I don't know what's down that way.
That's pretty funny, Eric. I think the rhinestone cowboy hat is done. I'm not going to wear that this shirt, Nobby. What are you doing, Tom? Are you flipping someone off? No, you're going. No, you were doing this. I didn't know you were Italian.
I was doing it to you.
Oh, okay.
So you guys are talking about where you get your glass from. So we get ours from multiple places. We get our Muth glass from Miller Bee Supply at Nobby. We get our the glass that we do our creamed honey in from Tricor Braun. Our bourbon barrel whiskey bottles, we get those from Berlin Glass, our Berlin packaging. And then our little 3-ounce mini mason jars, I get those from Amazon. And then our quart jars, because we want the wide mouth quart jars. The cheapest place I've been able to find them is actually Walmart. So I just buy those by the case from Walmart. And then our plastic squeeze bottles, we do the inverted plastic squeeze with the no drip lids.
Does your
Man
label
Lake.
work on the Walmart ones?
Huh?
On the Walmart glass, does your label
Yes.
work on it?
Yep. It's got 2 blank sides. So the label works
Okay,
on
so
the Walmart glass. Now, the quart mason jars, though, and even pint jars, if you pay attention at the end of the season to like your Tractor Supply stores, you can get those for $10 a case at the end of the season because they mark them down really low. So we'll go there at the end of the season and buy them out sometimes. And then our no drip, the plastic squeeze bottles, we get those. I've got them from Man Lake and Dedant. I can't remember which one was cheaper, but they're pretty comparative. Sometimes if I'm in a pinch, I just get them from Jane at Isby's because she doesn't charge that much more for them. And, you know, I don't mind giving her a little extra for being a local store. I'm trying to think if there's any other glass that we really use.
Well, Melissa, don't you usually go to Nobby and kind of get a lot of orders there too?
So so a lot of it, like our Apigard and our Hive Alive fondant and the concentrate, and then that Miller Bee Supply glass. Yeah, I'll buy enough Muth jars to last us all year. But the other stuff, I haven't found anybody at Nobby that sells the other types of jars that we use, you know, there. So I will still buy those when we order those. We'll order, you know, several hundred bottles at a time, almost a pallet sometimes, just so I can get the lower pricing because I know we're going to use them eventually. So I'd rather just pay the lower pricing. And for us, Tricor Brown actually has a distribution center here in St. Louis, so we can just go pick those up. And Berlin, I think if you spend $300 maybe, it's free shipping. So I'll just make sure, and that's the flask that we do for the bourbon barrel honey. I'll just make sure to order enough to meet that minimum.
You know, one of those glass distributors you named, it's reminding me of this conversation Tom and I had at Nobby. I won't say which vendor it was, but maybe you should check your wedding ring.
My wedding ring.
Hey, buddy, I'm over here eating. It's the real
I
deal.
think it might be glass. It might be glass, Melissa. You probably can cut glass with it too.
Well, I would try that out, except for I've actually taken it to be cleaned and seen the certification. So I think I'm good. But yeah, so local Destin honey, right? It's not the ball glass; it's the main stain jars. The Anchor, whatever. I can't Anchor something. Those jars work well too. The mason jars.
You know what I miss are those Kerr jars, those quart jars, because they're Kerr is embossed on one side of the glass, and then
and
you could I have a big label for my quart jars, and trying to put it over all that crap that Ball makes on there drives me.
Yeah. But, even with Kerr, though, you're paying for the name of the jar, and so you're getting upcharged for it.
I heard they went out of business or got bought out.
Oh, did they?
You can't find
them. I
don't
buy.
Yeah, I used to get those. Not anymore.
Yeah, the Anchor Hocking, thank you. Yeah, Anchor Hocking. Those are usually the ones we get at like the Tractor Supply store, and those are nice. They're smooth too. And then the mainstays ones at Walmart.
Yeah.
Tom's ducking bullets. Tom's eating a burger.
I gotta go. I gotta go get my chicken. JW, you have 1 minute and 51 seconds to get a question out if you need it.
He's not ready yet.
I'm going to do an Irish goodbye in 1 minute and 36 seconds.
What did you say you was cooking?
I got chicken on the grill. Well, actually, I got to put asparagus on the grill for in a few minutes.
So do you all sell a lot of quarts as far as honey jar?
I do.
Oh, fries. Today I sold 12 quarts just today at the market.
I got to go buy some more. I just filled my last 12.
You consider that a 3-pounder?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, my label says 2 pounds, 15 ounces because it just depends. Like I've filled this before and it was almost 2.5 pounds, and I filled it before and it was 3 pounds. It just depends on the moisture content in the honey.
Yeah.
And how thick it is.
I can't get 3 pounds in a jar.
No, I can't.
I'm always 3 ounces short.
Yeah.
Yeah. The last time I weighed it, it was 2 pounds, 15 ounces. So that's what I put on my labels. And when we tell people about it, we just say it's just under 3 pounds. In our area, we sell this for 28, and I should probably raise it to 30 because we sell our 1 pound plastic squeeze bottles for 12. So, they're almost getting a free bottle of honey just from buying this.
I sell, I get the plastic 3-pound honey. They look like a half-gallon jar or a milk carton. Anyway, 3 pounds, I get $36.
Hi, Todd.
Wait a minute. Come back here.
He goes.
Quarts, or not quarts. We sell pints too, but we don't sell them at markets. The only people we sell pints to are a couple of the feed stores around the area, just because they requested them and I have the jars. So I'm like, sure, I'll sell them to you. But we sell those pints for 16, and then the stores get 20% off.
Mike Berry does a lot of, I think, 1.5 pound plastic squeeze bottles. He gets those. A lot of people buy them.
Yeah, I just do 1s, 2s, and 3s.
Yeah, out here we're kind of similar to Brian. Out this way, most people prefer glass. They'll buy the plastic for convenience, but we sell a ton of these. And a lot of times people will buy a plastic squeeze bottle, but then after that, they'll start buying these to refill their squeeze bottles.
Yeah.
Joey, what do you get for your quartz? I'm thinking about raising mine this year.
18.
Oh wow, you're quite a bit.
Yeah.
You're too cheap, Joey.
I know. I don't sell that many of them though.
I'd say at least $20, $24, something like
I
that.
was selling mine for 23 last year. I was thinking about going 25 this year.
Yeah.
That's what I sell them for, Eddie, out here on my, and all mine comes right off the farm straight. I stole 16 quarts today off my wagon, Melissa.
Did you?
Yeah.
Did they
What
pay
are you selling? What'd you say you're selling your
I get
quartz for?
25 a quart.
25. So,
9 ounces is what mine weighs out in honey.
How many ounces?
I actually weigh my honey. It goes in a jar.
How many
And
ounces?
my ball to the fill line will be 2 pounds and 9 ounces.
2 pounds. Yeah, I filled this before and it was 2.5 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
And then I filled it a different time and it was with different moistured honeys and it was 2 pounds, 15 ounces. So I'm like, well, that's just what I'm going to stick
If it's
on there.
like the jars I use, they used to weigh the same.
Mm-hmm.
I've noticed the last couple times that I bought them, when you set the scale, you zero it out, the next jar will be a different weight.
Yeah.
Not enough
You
to make
all
a big
vary
difference.
your quartz eye cans or curves or different ones.
So I've noticed that with when I use the speed fill because you have to set a trigger weight on the speed fill. So when I'm doing my creamed honey, I've noticed that there's a couple times that I put the jars on there and they don't meet my trigger weight, so I have to like push down on it to get it to fill. But I think it's because all glass that you buy nowadays, like this stuff, is all recycled glass. So,
The percentage in the US.
yeah, so it's not as, the different materials they're using to make this may not all be exact, like it used to be. I didn't. So Russell Koopman said up here, I think it was Russell. Have you compared jar price with Menards? I didn't realize that Menards sold glass jars, honestly. I'll have to check into that next time we go up there.
What's Menards? Some type of that's like a Home Depot in it or something.
Yeah, kind of like that. Yeah, but they sell a lot of home goods also.
Lumber yards are Menards is a chain lumber yard out of across Eau Claire, Wisconsin, where they're out.
Yeah, that's where we get our 5-gallon pails from. Yep. That's where we get our 5-gallon buckets from.
The only reason I know that is there's a farmer guy that I watch out in Michigan, and they had a hurricane or a tornado or something up there, and they went to Menards. And they showed it, on their video, and it was like a hardware store. To me, it was.
Inside of it, they're actually a lumber distributor. I mean, house builders buy from them wholesale, even Charlie. They're pretty well national.
Yeah, they were building a barn or something like that. I think went there and got lumber.
Yeah.
See,
Y'all put that up there? Did I do that?
I didn't put anything up there. You must have. So Matt said Menards by him had $12 for a case of jars, and I think that's about what Walmart is right now. $11 or $12 a case for quart jars, anyway.
Hey, Rodney.
Hey, Rodney.
Is that a case of 12?
Yes. Yeah, we don't have a Meijer out in the St. Louis area anyway. I don't know if they have them in Illinois by JW or not.
They're hard to find here. You can find them once in a while around here.
So I know I'm pretty sure I told this story before. It was last year sometime. I ordered a couple of cases, probably like 5 or 6 cases of these quart jars from Walmart. I had them shipped because I needed them, and the shipping was going to come like that same day or the next day or something like that. And I didn't have time to run to the store. Anyway, when it got here, I was downstairs working on something, so I wasn't at the door when they got dropped off. And I came upstairs to bring them in, and I noticed one of the cases, the plastic was ripped and torn, but they had it taped, real nice, like fixing the plastic so nothing fell out. So I didn't think anything of it, and I just took it downstairs and put it in the pile. And then I went to fill them, and I pulled the top off, and it reeked so bad in these jars. Somebody had been storing marijuana in these jars, emptied them, and returned them to the store. And they taped the case up, and the workers there didn't check them or inspect it before they accepted it back, and they just put it back on the shelf. And it was so bad. It was so strong because first I opened it, I'm like, what is that smell? And I just ignored it. And I opened another one. I'm like, oh my God.
We ended up giving those jars of honey to JW, and he slept for 3 days.
I was about to say your customers probably were like, yes, I got the good stuff. I can smell it.
Oh my gosh.
It depends on the customer.
New flavored honey, yeah.
I used to use these jars. I always loved them, and everybody else did too.
So that's what we use. Those are the ones that we use.
Yeah, inverted with the
no drip lid,
no drip caps. I'm going back to these caps, so.
You know what else I like those caps for? My sample bottles. When I'm giving samples out, that makes sampling a lot less messy.
A few years ago, these bottles here got hard to find. That's when I started buying local, and I just hadn't went back.
Special price for the special honey. I actually filled those 2 jars and I took it to Walmart, and they actually gave me store credit for the honey that I lost because of that.
We told them it was special honey that you only see once every 10 years. So they paid us $100 an ounce for it.
So they bought that honey back from you?
Yeah, they gave me store credit for it. So I'm like, I just want to exchange these jars, and if I could get refunded for the honey, that would be great, because there's like $50 in honey here. It's like, yeah, we can do that. And she's like, go ahead and go back and get a case or whatever, come up, we'll do the exchange. And then she pulls it up and she's like, they didn't even ever charge you for these jars. I'm like, what do you mean? Like, I saw it come through my I got the receipt. And she's like, well, it looks like the driver canceled the order. I'm like, but clearly it was delivered. She's like, I don't know. So I never even got charged for that entire order. So I got all those jars for free and got a store credit. So it was nice.
I told you they had horse trader blood in them, Joel. Watch
See, you thought it was me, Erwin.
Beats anything I ever seen, heard tell it.
$100 an ounce is cheap.
So Amber, I seen that you had several 55 or 53 gallon drums in your one of your videos. Is that how you guys harvest and store your honey?
No. I'm just a backyard beekeeper, and I'm keeping it like that for a while because I have other goals.
Sure.
But those are just rain barrels.
Oh, okay. Very good. Yeah.
Yeah, for gardening.
Okay.
We did have somebody at one time purchase a 5-gallon bucket of our honey because they were going to make special honey with it. And he's like, yeah, I can spread your name and let people know. I'm like, that's okay. You don't have this guy was pretty sketchy. If this would have been like a reputable store, maybe something different, but I'm like, no, that's okay. We're good.
we just told him there was no judgment.
Yeah, appreciate it, but
we preferred that he keep that under his hat.
Like I said, if it would have been a legitimate person, it would be a different story. But this guy was a little bit sketch.
Be like, hey, have you gotten the Via honey straws?
I know, right?
That's right. We heard they give the munchies.
Do any of y'all do the honey straws?
We do. So we had the straw filler from the guy in Kansas. What was Anthony's Bees or something like that? And it worked great. I loved it, but it's pretty time consuming. There wasn't a large profit there. And honestly, we mostly got it as for promotional purposes. Cause like when I do talks at schools or I don't know, assisted living homes, things like that, I always bring honey straws to leave with the residents or to leave with the kids, things, of that sort. And, it was just so time consuming making those because we have a couple like Isabees buys our honey straws too, and she'll want like a few hundred at a time, which is not a lot, but it is a lot when you're making them yourself. So we were actually, it was last year, the year before last, we were watching one of Natalie Summers like year-end wrap-up videos, and in one of her montages, it was a picture of her honey straws, and Tom's like, what is that? Rewind that. And he looked at it because the straws are had their labeling on it. And the problem with straws is you can't put a label on them because nothing sticks to the straws. Stickers don't stick to it or anything. It'd be a pain in the butt to put a sticker on those and then tape them. So Tom called up Dawn and he's like, what machine are you using to make these? And that's when she told us about Honey Acres in Wisconsin. You can send them your honey and they will put it in straws and wrap it in cellophane with your logo and labeling information on it. So we did that not this year, but last year we did two.
We got 4 boxes of these.
We did 2 buckets. And
more than 2 buckets.
Was it more than 2 buckets?
Yeah.
3 buckets. So we did 3 buckets and they do the straws and they put our logo on it and it has the nutritional information on it. And I think we did the math and it ends up costing us like 11 cents a straw to have these done, which to me, we sell them 2 for $1. It's worth it in the time savings that it would have taken me to make all these straws. But we did drop the honey off there because we went to the Midwest Honeybee Expo. So we did drop the honey off. So we only had shipping for them to ship us the finished straws back to us.
Honeybee Live wants to know the name of the company again.
Honey Acres.
Honey Acres.
Brian, I think we ended up with like 4,000 something straws. Does it say on the box? I would have to. Oh, maybe so. I would have to look at our receipt.
I think it was 8,000 or 9,000 straws.
Oh, 8,000 or 9,000.
Because we got 4 boxes.
Yeah, I would have to look back at my receipt and see. Honey Acres.
If you're going to do it, though, you need to ship a lot because there is a bit of waste that comes out of the machine. He said that what they have to purge the lines with, that ends up being waste. And he claimed to us that they don't use that. They extract it and get rid of it when they do a new batch. Because I specifically asked when we were going to do it, if it was going to be our honey. I didn't want anybody else's honey that was in our straws. I specifically wanted that. And he assured me that it would only be ours because they send everything back out that purges through there. And I guess they back it back out. And so he said that there's X amount of pounds that go into the machine before it actually starts to fill them. So there is a bit of waste there, but still the reality for us was we can still keep our product on our table. Whereas I think there's a lot of people that will put straws and other different items on their table, but it's not their honey. Which, if that's what you want to do, that's fine. I just wish that people would advertise it as such because I think it kind of gives somewhat of a, I don't know. It seems a little bit, I don't want to say dishonest, but it seems a little sketch to me. But again, we wanted to make sure that we kept everything that on our table, specifically our honey. So, and
I think they will do flavored.
They will. Yeah.
They'll do flavor because they do flavors themselves. So they'll do flavored stuff too.
Yeah.
Somebody asked if I do 2-part lids. We do, just because that's what comes on the jars.
That's a good question on the bite open part. I think that they do, but I don't remember.
I see you got wide mouths up there too. I never use those. I just use the standard.
Yeah, you can bite them open.
Those are wide mouth jars you got, isn't it, Melissa?
Yeah, I prefer the wide mouth jars. When you make home in the jar, how much do you charge for that?
That'd be chunk honey.
Chunk honey, we'd consider that our part of our chunk honey, and we do $20 for a pint.
Tom, she's going to need you to put your 50 cents on the table for that straw.
Oh yeah, I know, right?
I had
She's
so
not
many
gonna,
people.
Amber, she's not going to get it out of me. I'm not going to.
They're probably putting that bourbon honey. They can't sell it anyway. They're probably putting it in there.
I sold this week alone that bourbon honey. I probably sold 20 bottles of it between Thursday and today.
I think it was to your neighbor.
Maybe they're going to get them for bootlegging. I'm telling you. So on that
So
bourbon,
did you have like a bourbon barrel that you put it in, or did you like buy one and then?
Yeah, we have a bourbon barrel that we.
So yeah, we purchased one from a local distillery.
Okay.
And then we only use our barrels once though. So we'll use it once and then sell it and source another barrel. I think last time we sourced like 4 barrels at one time.
Yep.
Brian, I'll be more than happy to send you some St. Louis honey straws.
Full-time hobbyist. We're part-time hobbyists.
So Amber, you going to the expo this year?
I think I might like to. I'll have to look at my work schedule.
Yeah.
Well, you can just do what I do. Anytime Nobby comes up, I just call in dead and then just come back online after it's over. And I'm like, hey, it's a miracle.
Yeah.
Boss is fine with it. All's good.
Yeah, he's got a rough boss. He's hard.
Yeah.
Well, my problem really is I really probably would get in trouble with like the credit card at Nobby.
Well, that's why you pre-order
That's
everything. So we pre-order everything that we buy at Nobby. We pre-order, and then that way we don't. Like,
That way you broke before you get there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean
Good
the
point.
deals
Good
are
point.
always on the pre-orders
Yeah.
because the vendor is bringing it. They know it's going to go. They're not going to haul it back, and that kind of stuff. It's more of a pickup thing than anything else. It's like, if you go to Hilco and you buy, I don't know, Aprigard tubs or whatever, or whatever else from him. You'll just tell them to pick it up there. That saves shipping for you and for them, and all this other stuff. That's where the deals are at.
So
Amber, we would create like an entire spreadsheet of what we were looking to buy before we ever went there. And then we would start when the advertisements would go up on like the social media pages for Nobby. We would start logging and figuring out what was the best, how many we wanted, all those sort of figures, and then kind of put it in there. And then from there, we would actually list it all out, order everything. So honestly, Melissa and I's spending of more of like an impulse was extremely low, like almost none. There's a couple little things that we weren't sure about. We wanted to put our eyes on, and we kind of talked a little bit about it, pricing and things like that. But honestly, it works out really well if you can do the pre-order portion and then kind of stick to your guns on it, then you don't tend to overbuy or overpay.
Mm-hmm. So Russell asked, go ahead. I'm sorry.
It'd be like first time is like no holds.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be transferring like credit card to another credit card that's 0 interest.
See, it's free money, right? 0 interest, free money.
He figured out girl math.
Hey, I didn't say it's free for you. It can be free for Amber, okay? Because she doesn't live in my household.
Russell asked, how will you uncrystallize your straws? I put them in a plastic tub and put them in the warming cabinet, or I've just put them in a plastic tub and put them in hot water from the sink, and they uncrystallize pretty fast.
If you put these in, like this one is partially crystallized, it'll be hard to tell, but you can kind of see the granules in it. But if you put it down in that warming cabinet at 110 for like an hour, maybe 2 at the most, it's uncrystallized. So it does not take much at all. Very little effort. But it kind of depends on your honey, how quickly your honey crystallizes. If you're down south and you produce Tupelo, you're not going to have to worry about that honey crystallizing. It'll almost go indefinitely before it ever even crystallizes. And actually, I still have 2 buckets of Tupelo sitting in the garage.
Yep.
So.
Somebody actually asked about Tupelo honey today.
Did they?
Uh-huh. So I just want to answer. Haley said, I must have switched our internet. I didn't switch our internet back. What ended up happening is we switched to T-Mobile, and with T-Mobile, they send you like a booster mesh thing, and the mesh thing got unplugged, and that's why the internet was messed up the other day.
Ask her who unplugged it.
We're not going to talk about who unplugged it.
Gosh, it's a struggle over here, folks. Eddie, I don't know what to do anymore, man. I'm looking for advice here on this.
And Brandon, I charge when I have him build comb in the jar, I'll probably still charge $20. I might bump it up to 25, but I'll probably just keep it at 20 for now. If we even get a chance to have them draw comb in the jar with our nectar flow being as wonky as it is this year.
Yeah, it's horrible.
Do you sell much of the chunk honey?
I sold 4 jars of it today at the market, which that's pretty good. Like I usually sell 1 or 2, but I know it doesn't like fly off the shelves. Like comb honey sells a lot better than the chunk honey. But we sell a decent amount of it.
Sometimes we don't push it that much either, though, honestly.
I had a lot of people asking about it, and I didn't want to do it, and I finally did. And it took me forever to get rid of all of the stuff. I mean, I didn't make that much. I made a case of it, but it took a long time to get rid of that case.
Yeah, the comb honey definitely goes faster than the chunk honey. The chunk honey takes a little bit longer. What I wouldn't do again is last year. What I did is I filled all my jars with the comb, and then I also filled it with the liquid honey, and then I keep it in the deep freeze, so it doesn't crystallize. I probably wouldn't do that this year. I would just put the chunk honey in the jar and throw it in the freezer, and then just fill it with the liquid honey as needed for markets. Just because I have found, even though it's going in the freezer, it's still some of it is still slowly crystallizing or, getting thick, probably just from being taken in and out of the freezer and whatnot. And it just doesn't present as nice. So I probably, if we get a chance to do any comb honey this year, I'll probably just cut the comb, put it in the jar and store it in the freezer and just fill it as needed.
Here, you can show this.
Oh, yeah. So here's the inner cover, the lid. Yeah, the inner cover that we use. We just set the jars, just fit right in there. So this is for the regular. This is 10 frames, so I would use this in our not our observation hives, our what are those things called? Horizontal hives.
I've had several people tell me they don't try to load up all of them on one hive. They'll just stop the hose up with a lid and put like 3-4 jars in there where they get more results in that one jar.
Really? I never had an issue, but this is the one that Apame makes now.
Yeah.
Which is nice because it comes. So this one, you have to put a queen excluder under it. Otherwise, the queen's going to get up in there and start laying in that comb as soon as they make it. With this one, it has built-in queen excluder, so you can just set your jars on there, which is nice.
It seems like it'd be hard to get it out of the jar, like to use it. Don't they
use the honey?
Yeah. Don't they whack it to the side of the jar?
Well, you just scoop it with a spoon. I mean, people just scoop out chunks of honey.
I know some people that's actually sold it. They'll put a big ribbon on that jar and everything and sell that jar for like $50, $60.
Wow.
Or more. And people will buy it and just take it home and set it on the shelf.
Well, what I always seen is when you're doing combed honey, it's always the little long scraps that are left over. You just throw that in the jar, pour the runny honey in there, and you're done.
So the chunk honey is kind of like that. I don't like to do little scraps because they just float to the top. What I usually do is when I'm doing the cut comb, if there's a piece that cracks or doesn't look as nice or it's not fully capped, that's what'll go into my chunk honey. Bee collector, Rick? I don't know. I've never had it tested, but who knows? I wouldn't think
guys,
it'd be any more than stuff that's stored in plastic, though. Plastic jars or any of that stuff.
This is some of my giveaway stuff here. It's fogging up because I just took it out of the freezer.
Mm-hmm.
Joey, is that a 2x4?
That's actually like a 2x3.
You're hogging the computer screen, man.
There, like
I can't see it.
I don't have anywhere to scoot over to.
all right, guys, I'm gonna head on out. I got another hard day tomorrow, so we'll catch you all later.
Charlie.
Hey, Charlie, we heard you talk about the way you're doing it. When you're sitting in an air-conditioned cab and you push some levers, that's not a hard day.
Actually, I just watched the computer screen.
See? Okay. You're making my point right now.
That's the way it goes.
Have a good day, though.
Yeah, we'll catch you later.
Take it easy, man.
Appreciate you.
I guess he's bailing out.
Hey, Brian, I feel like that we could potentially have that as well.
Yeah, me too.
If the next 2 weeks don't really start to come through for us in a big way, I'm going to be pretty disappointed, honestly. I won't meet our goal, and we won't have probably produced any comb honey. I'm still waiting and watching to see what it looks like. So some of our folks around our area have hive scales, and we kind of chat real often to see what it looks like and paying attention inside the colonies. I'm seeing some come in, but it's nothing that I'm going to write a book about.
Not enough to put comb honey stuff on.
No. So I
They're
don't know.
they're storing, but not enough.
Yeah, the problem is we've had too much cool weather and too much rain, and all those early nectar producing plants they're all done. So everything that's due to come on now has to have heat or a little bit of stress from a little bit of drier weather, and we're just unfortunately not seeing that.
I've got some of Michael's frames in my mediums. I put any one of them that was actually filling the mediums up good. I dropped one of his down in the middle.
Yeah.
And after I'd done all that, the flow shut down. And the few I've looked at, they hadn't even started drawing comb on them.
So you know what's interesting, and it's not talked about a lot, but I've had a few conversations with people about it. When the flow shuts off, or it's mediocre at best, if you have plastic foundations in there, especially the outside ones, and they haven't started to work them, you have to be really cautious because they'll pick the wax off of those plastic foundations. I've heard many people start to complain and say, well, these foundations are no good, or these plastic frames, all the bees want to do is they draw a wonky comb on them. But what I would caution people is if they're not stimulated well under either artificial feeding or a nectar flow, and it goes flatline on them, and those bees can't produce wax from their wax glands, they absolutely will move wax around a colony. And they'll pull it off of frames too. So pay close attention to that. If you have some frames in there and you've been flatlined on no wax producing segment, if you will, or a time period, I have had to pull some out. And this year is probably one of the first times I've actually had to pull frames out and re-wax them, and I almost never wax frames.
I've seen them do that. Like they still brooding a little bit, but no flow coming in. I've seen them pull all the wax. A friend of mine even has the real wax sheets in some of his, and he watched them. They were taking it out and using it somewhere else. Do you know what I was talking about, Amber? With the frame, I really wanted that to work this year. I hope it does.
I was going to make them
Do you guys find that the wax drawing stops in the flow because they're just filling the frames with honey and they don't even bother?
During a flow, mine are building wax like mad.
Yeah.
Like white comb everywhere. They'll put it in the weirdest spots too.
Because this year I've been using a lot of frames that are already drawn out. I've been just using everything I got, and I don't see them repairing any frames that have pieces that are missing. They just fill just the little parts that are drawn out. They fill them up and cap them and skip everything else.
So the parts that are missing, they may have pulled the wax off all those.
Yeah.
You would think they make burr comb or something.
Not all the time, but sometimes they will. They'll draw a wonky comb on. As soon as I see those, I usually try to keep extra frames with me in the truck. And if I see that, I immediately pull them out of the hive and throw them aside, and then slap new frames in there. But this is going to be a poor year for wax production, and unfortunately, I feel like it's going to be a really poor year to try to produce any comb honey for us because we are running out of time. Things are going to start to come to a close when it starts to get really hot for us. So it's just the reality of it this year, I guess.
Yeah, I thought maybe putting in all the drawn comb is causing them to just shut down.
One thing that I was doing too was if I needed something drawn out. So like, I'll give you, for example, I bought some of it's called the Defender Hive from Apame, but I bought it through Michael at 21st Bee, and he has his own half frames, I guess you would say, for like mini mating nukes. And I had a couple guys 3D print me some prototypes of a frame holder, basically, that we are actually we started to put these in the middle of hives. I'll show you guys what it looks like. So one of them here. So you can see Michael's frames, and down the center here, that's one of the prototypes that he built 3D printed for me. Here's another one. They'll at the very bottom down here, they'll probably build some comb in there, but I needed to get those little mini mating nuke frames, some comb built on them. And that was one way to do it. So now these frames together with the spacing equal the same distance and all that as a regular deep frame would be. So I actually pulled out some really strong hives. We pulled frames right out of the center and we dropped those dead center of them. So we're on a little bit of a nectar flow, but not much. So my goal is to get them because I still wanted to have Melissa help grab some queens for us for requeening some of the.
Now those spacers just snap in?
Not really snap in. Right onto the sidebar.
Ruh-roh.
And what holds them to the sidebar?
I think we lost Tom.
Yeah, he'll be back.
His booster got unplugged again.
Tried to zoom in there a little. They kind of just snap onto those sidebars is what they do. They clamp onto there. I don't know if that makes sense or not. They're all in highs right now. I don't have anything to show you. But
yeah, I was trying the ruler thing. Had a ruler with a rubber band. So.
Yeah.
Did it start sagging, or did you have any with that?
Oh, I didn't put them in the highs. I was just trying to hold them together and jiggle them around and see if it would hold. And I'm like, I don't know.
I got you.
Because I was using my wooden frames and try that, but I gave up.
Amber, I'm sorry, you were trying to say something.
No, that's okay. So those little frames, the little purple frames, are those the length? Is it the same length as a regular deep?
Yes, they are.
Or is it a medium?
If you don't mind. Yeah, they're the exact same depth, I guess you'd say, or length, as a deep frame, which is what, 9 1/4, I believe. They're the same width as most of the regular frames too. The only difference is they're not quite a half frame. They'd be just a little bit less than a half frame. They're actually pretty heavy. I don't know have you ever seen 21st Bee's Infinity frames, Amber?
Yes.
Have you? Yeah, they're pretty heavy and robust. So just to give you an example, here's just a regular wooden frame with plastic. Here's the mini. So if I hold them up, it might be hard to tell, but that's not quite halfway. Halfway is probably about like right here. So that's where that orange spacer that I showed came into play at. I don't know. It seemed like it really clamped them in there really well. So I'm excited to see how that works because I don't have any of those. Don't have any comb drawn on them. So I wasn't for sure exactly how to get them started. Michael tried to coach me through it. I'm like, that seems like a pain. So then when I found out a guy in my state was trying to 3D print something, I messaged him, and he's actually on the board for the state organization with me. And I said, hey, I don't know if I'm supposed to know this or not, but I'm like, I hear you're printing some of these. And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, would you 3D print me some? And I'm like, I'm happy to pay for them. You know, it's not a big deal. I'll pay for shipping, whatever. I want some. And I said, I'm even happy. He goes, well, I have 2 different styles. I'm like, honestly, I don't care. Ship me whatever you want. And I said, I'm happy to provide feedback too. And I'll let you know what happens, send you pictures, tell you what I did. That way you might change your design process or something, right? So he said, absolutely. He goes, I'll just charge you the minimum. And he goes, just give me feedback. So like I said, I dropped him smack dab in the middle of really strong highs, broke the brew dust, pulled one out, slapped one down the center. I did that in I don't know, 10 different hives. So hopefully we have enough flow going on that they'll start to push those out pretty quickly. So as soon as they do, I'm going to pull them out, put them in the mini mating nukes, and we're going to graft into them. So that's the goal. Fingers crossed it works.
Well, y'all, I think I'm going to go ahead and shut the chat down. We've been on 2 hours. Appreciate everybody over in the chat coming in. Appreciate everybody coming in the studio. Amber, don't leave yet.
Okay.
There's an after chat too.
Oh, okay.
You remember that, Eddie? Right?
Yeah.
All right. Appreciate it. Do what?
I was gonna say I'm kind of afraid. Maybe I need to cover my eyes.
Nah.
Oh, no. There's nothing weird happens. We promise.
Well,
We just talk, Amber, we just talk about JW as soon as he leaves. That's all.
Yeah. Good night, everybody. Appreciate y'all.
See everyone.
good night, y'all.